So there are many different types of scissors in the heirloom world, but I only use 3 different kinds, and I'm going to go over which ones they are. Hey everyone, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my beginner's heirloom sewing series. So the 3 scissors that I use, well, of course you need to have a pair of shears. And those shears, you've got to have shears first because that's what cuts your fabric. So if you can't cut your fabric, you're sort of limited on what you can do in the sewing room. The shears that I like are the Gingers. They're spring loaded. So Gingers is a great brand. They are by no means like the best of the best of the best, but as a beginner, you're not wanting to spend all that money. I even, where I am, don't want to spend all the money for the best of the best. But Gingers is a solid brand. The scissors that I have are spring loaded. They've got a metal clamp on them, and I'm happy with them. So the other scissors that I have are hand embroidery scissors. And in heirloom stuff, you can use them for hand embroidery, you can use them for smocking, you can use them for lace work. When I do lace work, I actually don't use duckbill scissors. I don't have them. I've never used them. I'm a little bit curious on like what the hype is about them, but I do just fine with my regular scissors. Like I've even used shears in the past, but I've used the hand embroidery scissors and I do just fine with them. So I figure what's the point in having another pair of scissors that you gotta, figure out where they are and stuff. So I just stick with that. And then also the hand embroidery scissors are great. I use them for travel for a number of years if we were running errands and I was doing some hand work in the car, or if we were, going on a road trip, or, traveling before the world caught on fire. Back in those days, I would take my hand embroidery scissors with me, and you can take them on a plane even. Like, that's fine. TSA's all good with that. The last pair of scissors I have are called snips, and they are just the scissor that's designed to be open. So it'll come with a top on it, which keeps it closed. But if you don't have the top on it, if they're just designed to be open, they are spring loaded, and they're great to have by your sewing machine to trim off. If as you're sewing and you've made the seam, you can trim off the 2 tails, those 2 threads from your top thread and your bobbin, from making that seam. A lot of machines these days will have an automatic thread cutter, but if your machine doesn't have one of these little snip things are wonderful. And actually on my industrial machine, even though it does have an automatic thread cutter, if I'm using super lightweight thread, it doesn't jam or anything, but the super lightweight thread will like fly out of the needle half of the time. So if I'm using that, I will take my little snips to the machine and not use the automatic thread cutter because I don't want to have to like rethread my needle for every single seam. So I like those, and I actually have 2 different styles of them. One that I keep by my machine for lightweight thread, like I just explained, and another one that have replaced my hand embroidery scissors when it comes to traveling. These have a little cap on them that I keep the cap on, and they're just really slim. They fit into a bag real nice and easy, and they protect the tip of the scissors because the scissors I have for hand embroidery did come with a leather case on them, but this slim thing, it just fits into your bag nicer and the cap stays on better. So I've switched to those when I'm doing my traveling. Not that I do much traveling these days, but as life gets back to normal, I switched to those for my hand embroidery work. So I hope this was helpful. I have lots of other videos in this beginner's heirloom sewing series, so go check them out over here. I have other notions that you guys should know about in this video. And if you have any questions, of course, put them down in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. And as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope to catch y'all next time.